In today's video, we're going to be reviewing the PC version of the Spyro Reignited trilogy. Let's talk about it! Whoa! What's up guys, Canadian Guy here, and I am back with a review of a highly requested port of the Spyro Reignited trilogy. People wanted the game for Switch, but there was also a rather large outcry for this beautiful game to be brought to PC. Because hey, if it looked good on a console, what about if it joined the PC Master Race? Now, I have already reviewed this game. You don't need me to ramble on again about my thoughts about it because, well, it's the same game. If you want to watch the original review for the PlayStation 4, check it out in the card in the top right corner. Or if you want the quick summary, I love it. And if you live and breathe, you should buy it. If you're dead, well, you know, buy it anyway. Again, I adored this game and the visuals of it, and when we finally found out it was coming to Switch and PC, I started bubbling with excitement. I had concerns about the Switch version because of how graphically stunning the original was, but the PC, man, I could not wait. So, Saturday night, after my 12-hour live stream, I had gotten the code. I booted up the game and I was not disappointed. The footage that you have seen thus far has been recorded all on a PlayStation 4 Pro. This is the PC footage. This was basically my reaction. Yeah, the sound that I made when I first saw this footage was probably not human. I'm not even sure what it was, to be honest, but what I do know was that I felt like I was experiencing the Spyro Reignited trilogy again for the first time. I literally moved Spyro forward 3 inches before I immediately paused the game and went to the graphical options and turned off the motion blur, because I knew running on ultra settings, the game would not need it. See, the game runs at an uncapped frame rate, so you can achieve frame rates higher than 60 frames. For me, however, my game ran at a smooth 60 frames per second on max settings with frame dips of 1, sometimes 2 frames at most once in a while. And that was with other programs running in the background and recording the footage. As I played through the PC version, I felt lost and immersed in the Dragon Realms. Everything felt beautifully animated, particle effects were grand and exaggerated, and it all ran buttery smooth. Comparing footage from the original PlayStation 4 and Xbox One version to this port, I was blown away by the difference. It's almost night and day. Then, the difference becomes even more apparent when I turned off the motion blur on the PlayStation 4. As I mentioned in a previous video, motion blur helps cover up frame rate drops. Without it though, everything is on display. I would not exaggerate to say that the PC version of this game will be the version that I play from now on. Now, maybe you're like me and want to be able to play like you did on the PlayStation 4 with a PlayStation 4 controller. Well, fear not, just plug your DualShock 4 controller in and you can play like the original did, except on a PC. Want to try something new? You can also use an Xbox controller or the mouse and keyboard. Whatever your preference is, you can do it. Now, I had gotten this game installed on my SSD drive, and man, does this game load fast. Here is an unedited loading screen from start to finish. That's it. That's the loading screen. Isn't that insane? Now, of course, in order to be able to run the game at this rate, you're going to need a decent setup. Here is the recommended minimum settings, the recommended settings, and then the stats of my rig. But remember, you can adjust your settings if your PC can't quite run the game at its max settings. I can't get over how beautiful this game is, ladies and gentlemen. I just can't. This is, I would say, the definitive way to play the Spyro Reignited trilogy. It would be very, very hard for me to be able to go back to the PlayStation or the Xbox version with the way this runs and works. The footage that you are even seeing now doesn't even give it a full justice. It really shows the great feats that Toys for Bob went to make sure that this game was literally visually stunning. However, I do have one single issue with the PC version. The opening cinematics that are not rendered in-game are still the same frame rate as the console. So basically, these cutscenes are exactly the same from the original games. But the in-game cutscenes, like freeing Sheila, don't worry, those are in their 60 framed glory. All in all, if you have a decent PC, even if you already have played through the trilogy, I seriously highly recommend that you pick up the PC version. The footage that you see in this review doesn't even do the game justice. It's that good. By the way, a huge shout out to my Patreons and sponsors on the channel. I appreciate your support and letting me be able to do this full time as I got a family to feed. If you want to support the channel, the Patreon is in the description below, and be sure to subscribe for more nostalgic content. And while you're at it, why not check out another video I recently made? Anyway guys, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.